Hello and welcome. I'm Christina. I'm a relationship coach and I help women move away from toxic relationships and I teach them how to attract healthier ones. This month is Women's Month and we'll be discussing self-care for women, my favorite topic. So the collective energy worldwide in the past several months has been a lot of fear and anxiety and stress, and we've all been feeling it. The important thing to remember about self-care is where we focus our energy. Instead of focusing our energy on the external environment and the news and social media and everything, the download of information that we're receiving on such a fast level, we need to start redirecting and focusing our energy inwards towards ourselves. And that's what ultimately self-care is about. So now, I could sit and give you a whole list of 10 practices for self-care, but that's not what I want to do. And what I've realized is information and knowledge about self-care tips is not what's lacking and is not the problem. You can go on YouTube, you can go on social media apps like Facebook and Instagram, and there are thousands of coaches, there are thousands of inspirational talks. You can listen to an inspirational speech on self-care, on turning inwards, on spirituality, on how to transform your life and yourself. Information and knowledge is not lacking and is not the problem. So I don't want this video to be more of 10 self-care tips, okay? Because you've probably heard it all before. What I want to focus is on what the real issue is. And the real issue is, how will you incorporate your self-care into the next 24-hour day? And what does that require? In order for you to incorporate a self-care ritual for yourself as a woman, the bottom line is, and what is required, is a consistent commitment to working towards your personal, emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Because self-care ultimately is emotional, physical, and mental well-being. So the two most important aspects around self-care is, what does that look like for you? And are you ready to make that commitment to yourself? Are you ready to commit? Are you ready and willing to commit to that daily practice of self-care and incorporate that self-care ritual into your 24-hour day? So what is the point of self-care? Before I get into a few tips, which I'll be sharing at the end, what's the point of self-care? Why do we need it? And why am I doing this video for self-care for women? The importance of self-care is basically a feeling, okay? It's a feeling. We're after an emotional experience. Life is felt on an emotional level, and life is an emotional experience. We're all looking for that feeling. What's the feeling? So I'm going to take you a little bit on a little bit of a journey. If you close your eyes and try and remember the last time you felt really, really happy. It could be years ago, it could be yesterday, it could be an hour ago. A moment in your life, and there is a moment. Don't tell me that you don't have a moment that you've experienced happiness, right? Connection, clarity, calmness, peace, that joy, laughing. Were you with friends? Who were you with? What were you doing? Where were you? What was your surrounding? Okay, what environment were you in? So if you can connect to those feelings, okay, that feeling, it's a warm feeling. It's a feeling of, I can finally breathe outwards, because in this moment, everything is okay. Because I'm okay. That's the feeling you're after. So ultimately, that's what I teach women, and where everything else stems from, okay? Because if we don't cultivate that feeling, that good feeling, that happy feeling, that joyous feeling, that feeling of fulfillment that fills us up with joy and excitement and happiness, then we won't be able to give it to someone else, okay? So that's what self-care is about. It's about cultivating and creating that feeling, okay? And in order to have that feeling daily, that takes practice, and that's where the commitment comes in. So I'm going to ask you, the problem is not information, and the problem is not knowledge. We have a bountiful of knowledge and information. The issue is, how committed are you to yourself? How committed are you to choosing yourself every day? And then we move into, what does choosing yourself look like? And I'll give you a really simple example. For me, it looks like saying no to people that are asking me for things that I can't deliver, okay? So when I'm doing too many things and too many tasks for people, at some point I need to set a boundary. So self-care can look like setting a boundary. And the way of setting a boundary is saying, no, I won't be doing that today. That's self-care. Another tip of self-care is, maybe you get that feeling from riding your bicycle. Maybe you get that feeling from exercising, from swimming. Maybe you get that feeling from meditating. Maybe you get that feeling with by being with your special person, or with your best friend, or by lying on the couch and reading your favorite book. So before you choose your actual practice, right, the action you're going to take, maybe it's making yourself a nice warm cup of tea, or making yourself your favorite meal, right? Maybe it's leaving a toxic relationship behind. Maybe it's that big. That's pretty massive transformation there. Maybe it's saying no to, like I said, a relationship. It doesn't really matter what it looks like for you, because it can vary for everyone. Okay, what matters is, how committed are you to yourself? How ready are you to choose yourself every day, again and again? That's self-care, that's self-love. Self-love and self-care is choosing yourself every day, again and again and again. I hope this video helped you on some level, and I would love to hear some feedback or some comments in the comment section below. How committed are you guys? Because I'll give you another tip. Healthy relationships, whether they're romantic, friendly, or in your workspace, begins with you. Okay, it begins with you. When we start to practice self-love and self-care, then everything magically around us transforms. And our relationships with others and our connections with others will become healthier, happier, more joyous. That's my message for today. I'll let you go. Bye.